Hello everybody, my name is Julius. Welcome everybody to my Harry Potter book versus the movie, Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. The book versus the movie. Now, before I get into this into the book versus the movie, everybody, let me just say a couple things. I got a big problem with the Half-Blood Prince overall. Let me just say this. J.K. Rowling, for her story, she was building up Harry. She was building up Albus Dumbledore teaching Harry. I thought for the Half-Blood Prince, we're going to get Harry learning spells. We're going to get more of a militarized version of Harry. He was going to become more of a leader than he was in Order of Phoenix. They started off beautifully in Order of Phoenix. And Harry just goes back to school. He goes back to school and he learns a little bit about... Oh, I don't know about the freaking Horcruxes a bit. That's all he really knows about. He's not taught new spells. He's not training with Dumbledore. Dumbledore's just getting him bits and pieces as it is. And I never liked it. Harry just comes along the way and he just trusts Dumbledore completely. And I would have the conflict continue from the Half-Blood Prince, from the Order of Phoenix, where Dumbledore kept Harry to the side. I would have Harry more cautious with Dumbledore, but have them train together, have a more different kind of dynamic story instead of Harry just following along Dumbledore like he's a little kid again. And speaking of being a little kid, he just goes back to school. Here's the thing. Cedric Diggory died. Harry has post-traumatic stress disorder and all that stuff, but he comes back and he's ready for a fight. He's angry and aggression. This one, he's not so much. You could show him still grieving serious a bit. You could still show him grieving. Still could have shown him like trying to mature more. It's just another day back to school. It's just that simple. And again, here's another thing. Here's another thing I didn't like. Why didn't Ron and Hermione didn't believe Harry about Draco being a Death Eater? His father is a Death Eater. I mean, how hard is it just to roll up a sleeve and be like, oh, he's a Death Eater? I always hated this fact with the Half-Blood Prince. Why didn't Ron and Hermione believe him? He was right about certain things. Maybe he's not necessarily right about Draco or wrong. It's not actually he could be wrong about Draco. It's just there's a certain danger. Harry always had this danger, like you could call it like spider sense and whatnot. He always felt like a need that there was something wrong, and in a ballpark he might be wrong on who the person was, but he's in a ballpark of like, oh, there is danger. Why didn't they believe him after so many years together? I have no idea. But again, why Ron and Hermione didn't believe in Harry about Draco, I have no idea. Another thing, what's the point of the Half-Blood Prince book other than Snape was the guy who made the Half-Blood Prince book? That book just did good in potions class, and that was it. I mean, when you look at the Half-Blood Prince, look, Sorcerer's Stone, what is the Sorcerer's Stone about? Oh, it's the stone that Voldemort wants for immortality. Chamber of Secrets, that's where all the stuff is taking place for this murder mystery. The Prisoner Azkaban is Gary Oldman, Sirius Black. Understandable. Goblet of Fire is determined. Order of the Phoenix, the Rebellion. Half-Blood Prince, it's a book. It doesn't really connect overall to the greater story of Harry Potter. I mean, when Snape reveals, like, I am the Half-Blood Prince, whoop-de-freaking-do, I did not care. I never cared for that. I didn't care for what they did when Harry just goes along with Dumbledore. I didn't care for this. And I also didn't care for the love interest, Ginny. So, give me a sec. I'm going through my freaking notes and my number 2 thing. Where is it? Here's the thing about the book versus the movie. The book explains stuff. And this is going to be pretty obvious. The book easily beats the movie. Because there's explanation. Why can't Voldemort go inside Harry's head no more? Well, the book explains it. Voldemort never wants to do that because he was in pain when he did it to Harry in Order of the Phoenix. Why doesn't Voldemort possess to Harry? Half-Blood Prince, why don't we have a certain scene of that? It's a 2-hour and 20-minute film, and you're telling me we couldn't add that little 5-10 minutes... No, like a minute scene. Also, Harry even tells Ron and Hermione that he is the chosen one, what the prophecy is about. Why is that not revealed? It's Harry's best friends. Harry Potter's best friend is Ron and Hermione. The 2 people that he's the closest to in this world, and he doesn't tell them about the prophecy, about what it means for him, about what it means for Voldemort, and why Voldemort can't get his head. There's a whole bunch of stuff explained in the books that they do not put in a movie. Why not? Why not show that why Harry and Voldemort can't have... why Voldemort ain't gonna possess Harry no more like he did in Order of Phoenix? Why he ain't getting to his mind? Why Harry is the what was the whole prophecy about, and why didn't Harry, like, why did we have that stupid scene of like Hermione and Ron telling Harry about how the kids don't want to go back to school, or like how certain kids don't want to go back to school because Hogwarts ain't safe, and Harry's like, like, that sounds ridiculous and all that stuff. Why didn't he tell them about the prophecy? Why didn't we get a scene of that instead of something that's gonna lead to a good laugh? It's stupid. It's just plain damn stupid. Okay, another thing that I did not like. Let me just make sure. Oh, Tom Riddle. We got 2 minutes and 24 seconds of Tom Riddle's past. That's it. What you saw in the trailer, that's basically what you got in the freaking movie. You got that in from the movie. And I never liked the fact that we didn't get more Tom Riddle's backstory from the book to the movie. The book explains so much of Tom Riddle's past. About his mother, his father, his grandparents, how he's become a real, like, serial killer at the beginning of his years of Hogwarts. You telling me we couldn't get that? Creepy Voldemort, you telling me we couldn't get that? But no, I get it, it's for kids, Harry Potter. I get Harry Potter started off as children, when you grow up, the story gets darker and all this stuff. I mean, come on, we cannot see a little flashback scene of Voldemort in a Hogwarts, or like after the time, like killing people and all this stuff. I mean, the guy was basically a serial killer. He was at a young age, and again, there's like so many there's conversations with Dumbledore that did not even reach the movie, and the book had it, which is just disappointing. This movie and book failed in many cases. So for the movie side, no Voldemort, hardly any Voldemort. 2 minutes 24 seconds, but we get so much of Ginny and Harry. And again, speaking of Ginny and Harry, let me say this: for the life of me, I do not like Ginny and Harry relationship at all. She was put in there last minute just to get Harry with the Weasleys. Yes, Harry, after the death of Sirius Black and after his breakup with Cho Chang and Order of Phoenix, he immediately is going to hit on the next piece of... sorry, forgive me. But he's going to immediately hit on Ginny Weasley. He just... And in the books, it's better because it slowly builds up his feelings for her, why it's revealed that way. And I really think it's a lot better and paced out more in the movie, in the book than in the movie. In the movies, David Yates, I don't know what he decided to do. At the beginning of this film, Harry's at a coffee shop, he's reading a newspaper, and this black girl's obviously flirting with him. And he's interested in the black girl. Then next thing so your idea of putting, setting up Harry and Ginny's relationship is just so Harry flirting with a black girl, but then all of a sudden when he sees Ginny, he's just awestruck when he's dropped off at the bureau. Yeah, you're not going to sell me on the relationship when he was flirting with another girl and all that stuff. Yeah, the future love of his life, the future mother of his children. Yeah, go F yourself for that one. Screw that shit. David Yates did a messed up thing with Ginny and Harry's relationship. I mean, the actors, they try to do what's best. I mean, certain actors, they have chemistry with each other, certain ones don't. Like, certain ones you could make it believable, but this one, ay. And another thing, if Ginny and Harry, you know me, I'm more of a Harry and Hermione fan and all that stuff, but I think I would chose Cho Chang or Luna Lovegood over Ginny any day. Ginny Weasley and Harry, basically no connection. And again, look at Ginny Weasley and for the freaking movies and all this stuff. How much screen time did she actually get? From Ginny and Harry. Like, I've been reading the books and all this stuff. When did Ginny like Harry? I say Ginny liked Harry a good portion of all the films. Like, she liked him in a chamber. She kind of saw anything from a prisoner. A bit in Goblet of Fire, and it's obvious and a little bit more obvious in Order of Phoenix. Harry liking Ginny, Half-Blood Prince only. No build-up, none whatsoever. It was... Okay, number 6 I have is No Creature or Dobby. This is a bad thing because here's the thing. David Yates had control of Harry Potter since Order of Phoenix. I understand why he didn't include Dobby in Order of Phoenix, but why didn't he include him in the freaking Half-Blood Prince? Why didn't we have Creature more? Harry blamed Creature for the death of Sirius because it technically is Creature's fault. Why didn't we have Creature there and Dobby? This is the kind of thing I did not like with David Yates because, again, why not have Dobby in this film? He was in the book, have him in the film. You know why? Because here's the thing. I'm going to be honest with you. Dobby's death, I didn't really cry for. I didn't really care for Dobby's death because, again, I only saw him since the chamber. So, Prisoner, Goblet, Order of Phoenix, Half-Blood Prince, Deadly Hallows Part 1. 4 movies in a row, we don't see Dobby. It's not as impactful to death. It's not as sad. And the book's a little bit more. It's much more sad because he at least pops in. He pops in the Goblet. He pops in Order of Phoenix. He pops in Half-Blood Prince. He pops in throughout a good portion of all the books. I mean, the only one he's not in was in Prison of Azkaban, but until then, he was pretty much in all the books. So, David Yates could have done a better job with Kreacher, with Dobby, with her relationship with Kreacher. I don't care if it's a 2-hour, 40-minute film. Do a 2-hour, 40-minute film. Christopher Columbus made The Chamber of Secrets 2 hours and 40 minutes. You should have done it, but you got 2 hours and 23 minutes. You're telling me you couldn't get a single scene of Harry telling his friends about the prophecy? You couldn't tell me you couldn't build up the relationship with Ginny a little bit better if you take out certain scenes and just restructured it? You're telling me you could have not took out that stupid coffee shop scene at the beginning of the movie? You're telling me you couldn't not do more for Voldemort's past? You're telling me you couldn't do more with Kreacher and Dobby? You're telling me you couldn't do much more better, David Yates, than this? This is absolutely disappointing. And I'm going to be honest with you, this is probably... Crimes of Grindelwald, I hate. It's a D. This I would give like a C+. I can't give this a passing grade, like a B-. I could give maybe a B- for nostalgia's sake, but... The movie was just... And the lighting, I get David Yates wanting to experiment with this film for the stuff, and it works in some cases, but in some cases, just, you can't see shit. I mean, they included a... This is something I did not understand either. They had a burial fight where Molly Weasley's house is destroyed. And Bellatrix Lestrange just shows up with Greyback for no good reason. But I think they could have done, I don't know, the little mini battle of Hogwarts with the Order of Phoenix while the Death Eaters take over Hogwarts for a bit and Rebellion just has good luck. Oh my god, Liquid Look. It's just... I get so frustrated talking about the Half-Blood Prince movie that I do appreciate the book. I think it's a better book. Now that I reread the book and rewatched the movie, I appreciate the book a lot more than I do the movie right now. Half-Blood Prince movie, it was just... Certain directions, certain things David Yates could have done, I just did not care for. I couldn't care less about the picture if he just told a better story, or at least add his own new thing. But when he added his... Okay... When I mean add his own new thing, I mean he adds new things, but it helps the story. Not but the freaking coffee shop girl flirting with Harry, then Harry's next to Ginny. That did nothing for the relationship of Harry and Ginny. That did nothing for Harry Potter world to make me believe that they're going to be together. I barely believed it in the books. You're not going to make me believe it in the movies. What the fuck, Half-Blood Prince? I mean, let me see what else. I would also say the relationship between Albus Dumbledore with Harry is better in the books than the movie. Again, they had key conversations that they don't have in the movies compared to the books. It's just... I mean, what else am I missing? I mean, I think I talked about every single thing else. I think there's nothing else I need to talk about. The Half-Blood Prince, overall, to me, wasn't that great of a story. It was a good story, and the book and the movie... I prefer the book over the movie because at least the book explains things, explains details. At least it's a better paced out than the books. I can maybe disagree with what's going on with Harry and Ginny's relationship, but I understand where it's coming from a bit better. I could understand a little bit more about Voldemort. I understand the key pieces of why Harry is no longer possessed by Voldemort. About Harry telling his friends about the prophecy. About the relationship between Ron and Hermione. And again, I'm not going to go into it again, but Ron and Hermione's relationship in the books... If they didn't make me believe in it, the movies is much more believable than the book, the relationship. I'm just going to say that. Because Ron is so much more of a dick in the book than in the movie. But there's not that much else I could say other than the Half-Blood Prince book versus movie. I prefer the book any day over the movie. There was explanation about certain things that was happening. And again, some people who defend the movie says, oh, well, David Yates didn't have enough time to cram it in. Here's the thing. You have enough time. Certain scenes you could take out of the freaking movie compared to the book, and you could do your own little thing. It's one thing to do your own little thing and to add new scenes and all stuff, but it has to enhance the story, not derail certain storylines. I mean, again, when we saw the trailer of The Orphan Voldemort, I was so excited, and I saw the movie, and I saw more Ginny and Harry's relationship than I did of Voldemort's freaking past. And the whole thing about the Half-Blood Prince book was the whole premise of Voldemort's past. Yeah, but everybody, that's my personal take on the Harry Potter Half-Blood Prince book versus movies. Book is better than the movie, no doubt. So what y'all think? Did you think the movie was better? Did you think the book was great? Did you think the book sucked? What's your personal opinion, everybody? I mean, leave it out for everybody. Bye-bye.